Welcome back. Now we are talking about in our this lecture about biomass. So we will see the options, the possibilities, and the different kind of biomass. So what is biomass? Resources refer to natural or processed plants and plant material, trees, crop residues, wood, bark, and so on. Animal mature and also human waste there. And so one question here which I have to you is, how can you utilize biomass? So the droppings from that yak, what can be done with that? So of course it can be tried. And if it can be dried and the moisture content is reduced, then it can be used for heating, cooking, and also as insulation material, particular as a building materials between the stones and so on. So that is the purpose what they use there in Nepal. So let's proceed to the, I do not need that one, thank you. Let's go out of the way here. Let's go what we can do with the biomass. So we have the biological and chemical conversion. We have the gasification, and we have the easiest way, the combustion. So the way is from the combustion, you just burn the biomass, and out of that you can make steam, and it goes to the generator, and you're producing electricity. The byproducts can be used in agriculture, like um, fertilizer. From the steam, you can also use the steam for heating, as I said already, and the other one was power generation, electricity. So we will not focus on that one. The next 3 slides will be about the biological and chemical conversion, biodiesel, bioethanol, and methane. And then the last one will be on gasification. Okay. So, oops. Bioenergy. So you can make biodiesel out of it. So biodiesel is oil from fats and vegetables processed transesterification, which is a little bit difficult word. So here, for example, you have rapeseed oil, pure plant oil, and diesel in comparison, the energy content. And if you use, for example, the biodiesel in an Elsbeth engine, you get quite a high energy efficiency out of that engine. 40% is pretty high. However, they only like to work in the temperatures in warmer temperatures. And if you look, for example, coconut oil, it's already getting cloudy at 20 centigrade plus. Good. However, there is the option of co-firing. Co-firing is a combustion of 2 different types of materials at the same time, improved the combustion, for example, of fuels with low energy content, like landfill gas, with a high CO2 content, and landfill gas needs to be burned with another gas, like natural gas, to actually burn efficiently. Okay, so that was biodiesel. Now let's go to bioethanol. That's a little bit, at the end of the day, you actually put the biomass in a shredder, and then it goes through certain fermentation processes. You're actually producing ethanol, and that will be then bioethanol, which you can use as fuel additionally to the fossil fuel like benzene or petrol. And you get some outcome here, some other outputs here, which you can use then for microbiology pharmacy. That's bioethanol. I just want to show the difference between biodiesel, bioethanol, and the process, how it works with methane. So with methane, the source of biomass comes from homes, and that could be sewage, business, restaurants, food left over. So all biodegradable waste can be collected, and then it goes through a treatment, pre-treatment, into the digester. In the digester, you produce methane, and it can be stored in this methane silos there, and then it can be used for district heating when it's burned, or for electric generation, and so on. And you have an outcome there. Also, you can use it for mixing together as natural gas for a biofuel based on methane, mixed with natural gas. Then you have some leftovers, you can store them, and then you do like, it's quite a moisturous thing, so you dewater them. When you dewater them, you get a solid nutrient, a fertilizer, which you can use in farms and parks, and so it goes all the way back to the food production. So you're producing fructose. So this is actually a closed circle, which is quite interesting when they talk about that economy, the cycle economy. Yep. And here also the crops can be used again. The leftovers, not the corn, but the stalks for into the biodigester. So this is even a smaller circle. Good. So that's so far to methane. So sewage waste can also be used for that. So we are back. So we have these three: biodiesel, bioethanol, methane. Now we go into gasification, and that's a little bit more interesting here, because in gasification, if this guy goes out of the way, we have four processes in the gasification. So at first we have to dry the biomass. What we are producing here, the outcome is water, HO2. Then in the pyrolysis, which is in the temperature between 500 and I think 800 or something like that, you produce charcoal and tar. And then you go into the gasification temperature area, and here you produce water again and CO2. And then you go into the combustion plus arc, that is then the hot charcoal, H2. So here H2 hydro and carbon monoxide. This process is actually used also to get rid of hospital waste or chemical waste, and it will be filtered. Normally it's in the combustion, then it will be filtered at the end. So now this is the last slide on the biofuels. That's where we are talking about the biofuel versus fossil fuel. Are they really green? Of course, the fossil fuel not. And is the biofuel really a green fuel? Well, that depends partly on the energy balance. So energy balance is how much energy I actually need to produce that biofuel, and how much do I get out of this biofuel. That's the energy balance. Then you have the life cycle assessment. It's kind of a from cradle to grave. So from the beginning, how much energy or whatever is used till demolition. So we have that also in the building sector. Then these CO2 emission comparisons, then embodied energy. So how much energy is in that corn or whatever the product is. Then you have energy crop versus food crops. That's a discussion which is still ongoing, particular about the space. How much food crop pushing away the energy crop? Which one is more important, mobility or filling up the belly? And then you have eco-social impact of mining and energy crop production. So there are some issues there. Okay, so I think that was the final slide. and we are back on the biomass. The next one will be on solar. Thank you very much for listening.